Commander Zara Voss stared at the empty coordinates on her holographic display, her fingers trembling as she ran the scan for the 5th time. The Draconian fleet, 300 warships carrying over 2 million souls, had vanished without a trace from the edge of the Sol system. "There's nothing here," whispered Lieutenant Chun, his voice barely audible in the silent bridge of the reconnaissance vessel Asteria. "No debris, no energy signatures, no distress signals. It's as if they never existed." The fleet had been humanity's greatest threat and their most formidable adversary. For decades, the reptilian Draconians had waged war across the galaxy, consuming worlds and enslaving civilizations. Their arrival at Earth's doorstep 3 months ago had sent the United Earth Coalition into panic. Evacuation protocols had been activated, defense grids powered up, and humanity had prepared for its final stand. Then silence. Dr. Elena Vasquez, the Coalition's chief xenobiologist, emerged from the ship's laboratory with a grim expression. She carried a sealed container that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly darkness. "Commander, you need to see this. We found something in the debris field near Jupiter's orbit." Zara followed Elena to the lab, where microscopic analysis revealed the impossible. The container held what appeared to be organic matter, but it moved with purpose, consuming everything it touched at the molecular level. The substance was unlike anything in Earth's databases or any known civilization's archives. "It's not from Earth," Elena said, her voice hollow. "But it's not Draconian either. The genetic markers are familiar yet impossible." As Elena spoke, encrypted files began flooding the ship's communication array. The data originated from deep within Earth's governmental networks, classified documents that should have been beyond any external access. Zara's blood ran cold as she read the timestamps. The files predated first contact with the Draconians by nearly 50 years. The documents revealed Project Erebus, a clandestine operation that had begun in 2157. Earth scientists, working in underground facilities beneath Antarctica, had been experimenting with what they called adaptive biotechnology. The research involved creating self-replicating organisms capable of neutralizing any threat to humanity. But the project had evolved beyond its original parameters. Dr. Marcus Blackwood's research logs, buried within the classified files, painted a terrifying picture. The organisms had developed consciousness, hunger, and an insatiable need to consume and adapt. Earth's leadership had made the unthinkable decision. Rather than destroy their creation, they had weaponized it. "They knew the Draconians were coming," Zara whispered, pieces of the puzzle falling into place. "Our deep space sensors detected their fleet years before official first contact. This whole thing, the panic, the evacuation protocols, the desperate defense preparations, it was all theater." The truth hit like a plasma bolt to the chest. Earth hadn't been preparing to defend itself. It had been preparing to test its ultimate weapon. The Draconian fleet had been lured into the Sol system not as conquerors but as test subjects. The organisms had been released into space weeks before the Draconians' arrival, programmed to remain dormant until they encountered specific genetic markers. When the fleet crossed into the outer system, the bioweapons had activated, consuming the ships and their occupants from within, leaving no trace except for the microscopic evidence now contained in Elena's laboratory. Lieutenant Chen's voice cracked over the intercom. "Commander, we're receiving a priority transmission from Earth Command. They're ordering immediate return for debriefing and specimen containment." Zara looked at the pulsing container in Elena's hands, realizing that they had become unwitting carriers of humanity's darkest secret. The bioweapons were still active, still learning, still adapting. And now they knew that even Earth's own ships were potential hosts. As the Asteria turned toward home, Zara understood that they weren't returning as heroes who had uncovered the truth. They were returning as the next test subjects in humanity's ongoing experiment with powers that should never have been unleashed upon the galaxy. The Draconian fleet's disappearance was just the beginning.